Well, Ross, thanks for joining us. First of all, congratulations on your appointment. You're now the boss. You didn't get the winning start you wanted in that new position.
Thank you, Dave. It's been a strange few days in terms of sort of that final realisation that's my title now. So something I'm ready and willing to embrace. Disappointed that we didn't come out with the points, because I felt that our performance, barring one or two periods, certainly after the start of the second half, I thought we looked a little bit shaky. But I thought on the whole we put in a performance that warranted more than we got.
In the end, you needed a penalty to find the back of the net.
Yes, we did. Created a lot of good balls across the box, good balls into the box. I thought we looked at danger from set pieces today, which has probably not been something that we can say on a great deal of occasions, if that sounds right. I don't know if that's the right saying, but on many occasions this year I thought we looked a threat. But yeah, you're right. The penalty gets given, and it's an horrible feeling, I'm sure, for you lot. But it's the same thing for me standing on the side. Was I going to watch it? Wasn't I? I decided to, and I just turned around in time to find out that Lee was the penalty taker, to be honest. And it was wonderful to see it sink into the net.
Were there enough shots up until then?
It's something we've worked on this week, Dave, in terms of attempts from round the box or balls into the box. So I think today we got ourselves into good positions wide and put some good balls and deliveries across the box and into dangerous areas. Did we get enough shots away once that comes? Probably not. I'll have to look at it and analyse that. I think my message to the boys on occasions this season has been, we don't seem to get that one that drops and someone taps it in, and that's because we don't chance our arm enough. So I would say I felt like we put their goal under pressure today, but did we do it with enough attempts and goal? Probably not.
Missed Connor Wilkinson, he was back today. Do we see the best of him when he's wide on the right?
It depends on our performance. I think I know it's a position that Connor favours. I know it's a position where he feels he can be a real threat. I think what we have to do more and better the fitter he gets. I nearly had to bring him off today, I suppose. Medically, I probably would have been advised to bring him off, but when I'm chasing a game, that goes out the window. So to answer your question, I think it's something that he favours. I think he gives us a real outlet if we get the ball to him properly. We did that on occasions today, and he looked a threat. Could we be more effective with him, getting in and around Lee at times? Certainly, but I think that's something that we'll have to evolve with him in the team, whether he's not in the team, whether it's Matty and Lee that are up there in terms of the positions that we get him in to become a threat. And like I say, the more games he plays, the more we can get him doing that.
How significant is the injury to Jamie Turley?
It came out of nowhere, to be honest. Obviously I changed it and played him at right full-back today, so it sort of come out as a bit of a mystery. 2-3 minutes before it happened, I got Turles seems to be struggling with his groins, but you get that quite a lot throughout the game, and it was a case of, we'll keep an eye on him, and then all of a sudden the next thing I knew, he gave the foul away and he was on the floor. So haven't had an update on it yet. Like I said to you before, it's not a get out, but it tends to be tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening, once we've had 24 hours for it to settle down, that we'll start to work out. It was the groin area, which is obviously a concern because that's where he suffered his injury at the start of the season.
I'd imagine you'd be disappointed in the manner in which the goal was conceded. Probably not as polite as that, but that was my message to the boys after the game. We've done a lot, Dave. I think I've said to you in recent weeks that don't want to leave ourselves too open. I want us to be an attacking threat, and I want us to be the aggressive team, which I think on most of the occasions today we were. But at the same time, we have to be ready to defend. There's good players in this level. Teams are good on the counter-attack, which is where their goal come from. James Brophy needs to do better in terms of the way that he gets control of the game and can get us control in terms of the pass that he should have played before he gets caught on it, 100%. Then behind the ball, we're not set up well enough in terms of the focus that we've put on the team this week to make sure that we don't get done on the counter-attack, we don't get exposed and concede goals. So I'm bitterly disappointed and angry at the manner in which we conceded that goal. Put the captain, Josh Coulson, back in the side.
Yes. I think it's been mentioned on a number of occasions that it was a difficult decision to make. He's the captain. He's a massive character at the club and a strong fan's favourite. But I felt at the time that I made the change, that it was right for Josh to come out of the team, to give other players an opportunity to try and find an ingredient that would help us get more points and more results. I felt today, in terms of the game that we might have come up against, it was a good game for Josh. I felt that we got a little bit more control today on the game at times by having that calmness, that quality of header in from Josh to get up the pitch, and then at the same time moving Dan back into the left side, it obviously helped us as well.
Got a little wait now until you're in action next Saturday. Will there be new arrivals in time for the trip to Port Vale?
I hope so.
It's something that we've been vigorously looking at over the last couple of days to make sure that we cover the positions that we want to cover. Obviously, you've seen this week that obviously the decision on George was made, which is fantastic, but at the same time that Dale Gorman's going out, there may be some potential that one or two others maybe go the same way as well in terms of the best thing for their futures, which would allow us to know exactly what we can do and how we can do it in terms of the recruitment of new players.
So where are you looking to strengthen?
Multiple different positions really. I think the first one is I am concerned at the fact that we lose Sam Ling. We've lost Jamie Turley, who can cover that fullback position today. We've lost Joe Widdowson, albeit he's getting very, very close to coming back. So that position concerns me because of the amount of casualties we've got in that area at the moment, and that's somewhere I'm looking. Dale Gorman's gone out, so I think we have to look at what we do in midfield. These are all things that are not just off the cuff, by the way. They're things that I've been thinking about and I'm well prepared for. And then obviously we have to look at the top end of the pitch as well in terms of, like I say, I was pleased with the amount of opportunities that we created today, but obviously we haven't scored enough goals this season.
How different does it feel this week to, on New Year's Day, your last game in charge, being the boss, as Nigel said, without the safety net?
Yeah, different. He's certainly that. I think the safety net thing I understand and I agree with. You know, it never really played on my mind until I heard Kent say it to me before, and I think how I took it from Kent when he first said it to me was I felt like he meant it in the nicest possible way. I've had some, not sob story Dave, but I've had tough times in terms of losing jobs and losing positions at clubs, which has made things tough in terms of how it affects my family life. So I was always really concerned that it had to be right for me, like anybody would when they go to work every day, to make sure that, you know, the job that I was taking on, I wasn't leaving myself vulnerable. So it feels different, but at the same time I know that the gamble, the opportunity that I've taken is one that I feel I'm ready to do now, and I'm going to do everything I can to embrace that opportunity. The other side of it for me is that I suppose the viewpoint I've really taken this week is life's too short. Sometimes you need to grab an opportunity with both hands. I haven't lived along the lines of don't have no regrets, you know, you never know if an opportunity might come again. That bit doesn't really bother me. It's more been about grabbing the opportunity because, like I say, life's too short, and sometimes you need to just give yourself a go.
It is a results business though, isn't it? And there's not been enough wins.
100%, totally agree. And I feel that we deserve to win today. I feel that we put in a performance that warranted 3 points on the pitch, but ultimately we didn't do it. So the message that Webby has put to the boys there in our conclusion after the game to them is we didn't lose. So naive for me, the way that we finished the game in terms of trying to chase the win. Everybody piles into the box and we nearly end up losing the game with a free kick on the edge of the box. So professionalism and a focus is something that we really need to put into our performances. In terms of the way that the goal come about as well is another one of those. That focus, that ability to stay on top of games all the time. People are going to make errors, they're going to let their standards slip at the same time, but we can't keep doing it often enough to make sure that we don't pick up the more points that we need.
Finally from me, Ross, in addition to Jamie Turley, any other injuries?
Nothing that's come up there. No, I'm quite pleased, quite happy with that. Like I say, we felt that we might be putting Connor at a little bit of a risk at the end there, but I got the nod from him, so we tried to push him over the line, and he'll benefit from that 90 minutes, although I'm sure his legs don't feel like that right now.
Thanks, Ross, and good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you.